I remember that Canton Fair in China is happening again in October 2020. Ticket or return ticket to China, a hotel, and connect you to all the big suppliers in China. This is your opportunity. Turn your fortune into big ones. The little money you've saved, go and turn it over and make some more profit. Just call us on the numbers on the screen and let's connect some more. Director, you've covered the number on the screen on Timothy 2 number in money be a film. Number money na fine. Yes, I remember that Canton Fair in China is happening again in October 2026, and because we also want you to go experience the business in China, this time around we are organizing a group tour, a group business tour. We want you to be a part of it. Just 35,000 Ghana cedis, and we are giving you your visa, around ticket or return ticket to China, a hotel, and connect you to all the big suppliers in China. This is your opportunity. Turn your fortune into big ones. The little money you've saved, go and turn it over and make some more profit. Just call us on the numbers on the screen and let's connect some more. Director, you've covered the number on the screen on Timothy 2 number in money be a film. Number money na fine. Yes, I remember that Canton Fair in China is happening again in October 2026, and because we also want you to go experience the business in China, this time around.
A freaky, fantastic, funky Friday, and we are here. And Nadia, a friend of soon pet, Naso Honam ne Emro. By you, Jume, Sebi, I say, be Unia Dajia, Untuminye. Nea fatu ya honso say a Nadia. A real moo, a sumo, a high moo, a gem cra. Yabefa, they have a seville. So we are here once again. This is obviously the last day. Me last day. I may purchase a last day a walk in the week mo, and the last Friday in the month of May. I mean, and obviously yeah, the end of the week and also the end of the month. It's I don't know says Siano on Saka pay, and I'll see what dear and the next month is going to be a very long one. Na some kaya swa koswa wa twem nemum and sha se enye budget, because mostly wo your budget before asika no be count san na san wie ti wo your budget na ya susu ye tete so na manage, and that is the only way you will be able to survive throughout the month of June, even in July, because ye run to tobremu insuo de ebeto nemum sese na penifo ka no insuo to na so form ye din and ma a form enye din ma. Today's conversation our table so no as juicy as always. So many people in the news. Man for na ka na sem says adeche na yanti asem foforo na, that means any bia ye die am sorry and I say we asia bewe ye ntin se foforo de bia ye will be the mamo. My name is Roland Amate. You are watching me live on Sammy Flex TV, on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as TikTok. So whichever platform that you are streaming us from, make sure you share your views on every conversation that we have on this platform. We do this with you, so you are not left out. Keep on, and dear. Unfortunately, untimenya voice notes. Course name so dear. Maybe next week you better try say be a bit me modify the kakara, say a bit me pick 1 or 2 calls. But until then, you have the comment section to also type. More can be said W's in the chat. We and yet ultra W me who has a chere. Write whatever you want to tell me. Just tell me in the comment section. In the studios with me, I have my brother Kobe the Josvan. Obia Insuo Riverdensu. Still otimi twa no aba. Ewiemu esuomo Kobe Josvan here. O friend no beba, he will definitely pull up. He is the boss of Kobe Josvan Studios online across all platforms. So whatever he says on this platform, I know you've been feeling him from time to time. It is about time you jump on his socials and give him that follow. Ufollow a untuaka. Ufollow a yente oshe. Ufollow a yen jiuska. Just go. Subscription button ni miaso. Ni mia bell icon so. Of course, when you go on other platforms, also make sure that you follow him on Kobe Josvan Studios across all platforms. And also to my team of producers, Desert is in post. Theophilus Digosh, aka Kofi on it, is also there, as well as Gerald, who is also helping us, especially with TikTok and all the footages that you're seeing. Today's conversation, we are not leaving one person out. And of course, far away said then Krana, he is still with us 24/7. His name is Intim Dodu Solomon, aka Chemo, the only Esquire, the only counsel that we have in the house. Say because we boom say ground. You be fresh when I say fresh more. We chin futuro. One shall you. Today's conversation there, Emuyade. MC Portfolio is in the news. And the funeral of the late Safo Kantanka Emeritus has also been scheduled. People are raising some conversations attached to it. Makache director saw me share some video be name said in Saka because that video no a of high interest to me because the content of that particular video is what has caused people to talk. Whether we are going to have the Lumba Saga Part 2 and now say we will be a very cool one. Kojon Cancer Lewen has fired back. Looks like the Indigo O2 conversation in there. As far as Kojon Cancer Lewen is concerned, more the fast road, the be fast road. More the far form, more the be far form. So he has also given some to man like DJ Kweku Slim. And obviously the passing of the LGBTQ plus bill in Parliament, the anti-LGBTQ plus I bill, no Parliament, enya the omunsa shase, and then also a hunchechemu, ewo honum, and all these things are trending. But just to kickstart the show or break the ice, there's something before we came to the studio. I mean, who here online, of which many are just and I know some people are also happy. But I would want to ask my people what it means to the Ghanaian music industry or entertainment industry. I am talking about preparation for the Mundial, that is the World Cup. And as part, so many things are happening. In fact, different things from music, food, culture, or what have you. Aside football now, man for Kobono, any supporters never support you. There are a lot of things that are happening around this particular World Cup, of which one of them is music. We know not long ago, one of the songs that started trending from Ghana to the world is that of Dope Nation. Omo Kakalika, Kakalika. And by this time, the world name Kakalika Sadie, maybe a Pluto and our Mars. And when this happened, so many people were rooting, even for them to have a slot to perform at either the opening ceremony or even any form of performance around the World Cup. But lo and behold, I say prayers no answer and I say answer yaba, but in a different style. What do I mean? Spotify, a music streaming platform, a music distribution platform, has released a list of certain artists and songs that are likely to trend during this particular World Cup or people should look out for. And among the list, Dope Nation's Kakalika was also featured. Director, a flyer now, Mr. Fatu screen, so now I share share near America 17. So this is a list that was released by Spotify. If there is any songs, say trendy and a potential to blow during this summer, World Cup now. These are some of the songs they are predicting. And among them, Kakalika by Dope Nation is the only Ghanaian song that's represented. And then I'm person beside my palm for say, should we start jubilating? Is this a sign? Say Ghana will be highly represented during this World Cup, or this is just one of them things, or how do we even capitalize on this? Let me start this conversation with Intimdodo Solomon Chemo, who is joining us via the phone lines on this particular conversation. Chemo, good evening.
Yo, Ro.
Chemo, Boko there.
Major, so good evening. Boko.
Na, and then you have no apopia. On tema side.
Obi say amani nti yenuda. There are other things I say taking care of. You bu ketem kaka. And I say you mimbu mi ketem de anacha se medane. Minane me tukwa. Enti mimbu mi ketem di me movie kaka me kukuma say akwa taking care of other things be.
Oh, okay.
And into na man abasa in the mini studio no, but said the okay now no. O say baby I will be friends say me adwuma no kwan dey say
sa pepe.
Say open ya obre what food does so oye ni na. And baby and MBI be ni na. And yeah and no me koso.
Nice one. Now Dope Nation phone come here Spotify for a feature more in a list of songs that to them they are tipping or projecting say a what potential to get high listenership or high streaming numbers during this particular summer. No? What does this mean to the Ghanaian music industry? Artists like Dope Nation, and if this is a sign, say Ghana will be highly represented during this particular summer. World Cup.
Obviously, that's what Spotify is telling us, and I think it's positive. They are giving a prediction based on more experience, based on what their data is telling them. They have a huge data because they are song distributors, and because of that, they are in a position to predict based on what has happened before. And if they are telling us that Dope Nation's Kakalika has a huge potential of making it in the international scene. In fact, this time around, we can even say that it has done that. Just that they are now giving it more endorsement that this is a song that is breaking out in the global market. And obviously, what we have seen, beyond what Spotify is telling us that this is a song that has the potential, we can obviously say that yes, this one, we agree that they are right. What it means to Ghana music is very simple for me. What it means is that whatever that you are doing, if it is good enough or if it is what the world is looking for, you can break through no matter where you are. It is not about you traveling as that thing continue to come up now and then. It is about you doing songs or giving the content that people will love. No matter where they are, if they love your song, you are the one in charge. And Dope Nation is giving us a very good example for even Spotify, a huge international music distribution platform, giving them that chance or endorsing them that their song is one of those that people all over the world are listening to. So it's positive for Ghanaian music. But for me, it is very simple. It is telling us that if you have what the world is looking for, regardless of where you are, they will listen to you. They will accept you, no matter where you come from.
Yes. Should we start celebrating as a country, especially with the people that were praying said Dope Nation will get some performance slots be at the World Cup? Is this a sign that it is going to happen? Should we start celebrating an iron crack?
Oh, I know they're like, I don't really want to say celebrating because whether they get that opportunity or not, song Nankasa a blue, it is all over the place. Like I watched a video that the guy was showing pictures of artists from Africa to some young kids. I don't know where, whether UK or Spain or something like that. And they couldn't identify our musician much. And then the guy will go ahead and play a song from the musician that they are showing their pictures to. Guess what? they couldn't identify Dope Nation, but they got the song. They said, yeah, this song Kakalika. They were saying it. Even at that time, they couldn't even identify Dope Nation as musicians coming from Africa or even Ghana. So for me, I think they have made it already. Whether they get the opportunity to perform on that day or on the World Cup stage or not, it is a huge song. It is an international song at this point. So getting opportunity to perform on the World Cup stage will just be the icing on the cake. I think it will not be a bad idea if they get that. And at this point, it will also not be difficult to get it if you lobby or if you push it. Because you will get enough evidence to show that this is a song that the whole world is jamming to. So if you give the chance for them to perform, obviously people will be happy. So if that's what FIFA is looking for, then who can do it better than the Dope Nation? They are in a comfortable lead, if I will borrow that word from our NDC folks. They are in a comfortable lead, and I will not be surprised that they will get opportunity to perform the song at the World Cup stage. But me, I will not be bothered, or I will not feel down or something if they don't even get the chance. Because for me, the song penetrated, it has done what it's supposed to do. People are jamming to it. Getting an endorsement from Spotify, it has sealed the deal that this is an international song that people will jam to no matter where you are or they come from.
Thank you, Chemo. Thank you. Then let me move on to Kobe Josvan to ask my brother what he also thinks about whatever is going on as far as the song is concerned.
Bro, first of all, let me congratulate Dope Nation.
Okay.
I mean, for all these years, they've proven, say, with hard work, consistency, and discipline, you can equally achieve any result that you're looking for. And I remember when Dope Nation started this whole agenda of Ghana Piano, there was a whole lot of conversation. There were a whole lot of conversation and agenda either behind or even against them, but they knew what they were doing. They were ready for their game, and they've proven, say, they're on top of their game. I mean, with Kakalika as it stands now, no two ways about it. I mean, I can boldly and confidently say the biggest song in Africa now is Kakalika.
Sure.
And I am not surprised at this point it has gotten the international recognition and the attention that the song needs. Now, as in say, they will be considered to be performing during the World Cup, being any activities that will be organized now. I think say Somunya slot now will be a big opportunity for them. But it hasn't just ended there.
Okay.
A lot of things need to be done. A PR machinery, plugins, lobby, and more other conversation to be done. I mean, when you still have the good product and you don't have the right people to be steering your conversation, you still find it difficult for you to be appearing, or maybe your decision to be also be considered. So at this point, I believe, say, if Ghana as a country, we want to push this agenda, or at this point, we should put aside our differences and rally behind them. If nothing at all, the only song that is being selected to be among the tallest, and this one should tell you, say, Senior Dope Nation, the name Ghana there, it's a huge thing. And it wouldn't be a beneficiary to only Dope Nation. I believe, say, other creatives they are also doing well, so will equally benefit from it. So let's support them. Let's rally our support behind them. And Obia or plug Bia, Obia Onim Big Man Bia, any conversation with regards to some of these things matters. No. This is the time that we should show our patriotism, show this brotherly thing, prove say we are one people, we love ourselves despite our differences. So let's push this agenda, and I believe, say, it's gonna be a big win for them. As in said, they will perform, they won't perform. At this point, Spotify is one of the biggest music distribution platforms or music streaming platform when it comes to the conversation of music. So for Spotify to consider, say, this song I mean, has the tendency of becoming a hit or maybe getting the attention during this season, it should tell you, say, Omaya Juma, they've done their checks, balances, all the background, I mean, considerations, who say, no, at this point, say, you pay attention to this Kakalika song now, it will go a long way to benefit them. So, Yamboa, and to them themselves as an artist, what are they also equally doing to also push it? Yes, you can get people to do the talking for you, but how ready are they? I think as it stands now, the song seems to be bigger than the people themselves. The artists now, they are behind the song. How are they going to plug themselves in a way say they will be more visible anytime Kakalika is mentioned? Say Ambani Sanswan, Ebekwa Koyek Patapa, one corner and Jumna. You hear one corner, but hardly do you get to know, say, Nipa no about one corner and Pununo or Nuni, no Sansu ye Ghana. So they should do the needful, and trust me, it is a very big win for Ghana, and we are proud of them.
Okay, so that is the icebreaker for today's show. We are heading straight into most of the conversations that we have on our table. And like I said, MC Portfolio is in the news. In an interview with Hammer Time, the Ace broadcaster in Kumasi has given some food for thought, or he said something about Shatta that has got people talking, and producer brought it, say, okay, maybe some apart for say, what does this mean? No credit that, but why is it that sometimes people even fail to see? And I say, nim no munim. I didn't think as a conversation where anytime yeah baby piano, very topical. What am I talking about? So according to Portfolio, Ochrema, when it comes to charging artist rating in the industry, one person that has always stand out Shatta Wale, to the extent say he even compared him to that of Burna Boy. Say Shatta started sort of charging extra, and then the case not the likes of Burna Muni now. Is this true? The good, the bad, the ugly. How would others even see this particular statement? Let's go and listen to Portfolio. When we come back, I go to my brother Kobe Josvan to take his view on it.
But there are some of the ego that
makes him shut up anyway.
Yeah, but some of the ego and also a put to check system on our promoters. Because promoters and so sometimes we will take artists for granted near the day. So a boy to me broso because it's my lususka and near the day. Or she how Cardi B show no one bo any munchi moi with Baba Sadika. I mean, or charging some huge amount bisano. I did to be our dream say Biancas a Shatta bet me a solve. But some of the ego no, their ego or exhibit me bomb and say man no when GT Bank show no. That is a positive ego because it doesn't even a man or no a position Ghana artist in some way. Imagine say Miami headline artist for a show. I was a Burna Boy. No, Miami one of the headliners. But most of Burna Boy a headliner from Nigeria. Right. My catch me fans on Mombra perform around this time. And then the fans na buguo ama. Then you get to realize that because you guys want to project Burna Boy over him in his home country, mo pese or performing last because mujidi said because fresh now and yes, ono na marketing man fans about buguo no. Eti mo pese mu yini free the last but one performance and anybody I heard here was say ego bem because GT for next back they will tell you say no Ghanaian artists especially Shatta Wale no then you say because you say Burna Boy na headliner but I don't know who say headliner ebe perform to an empty stadium and you no charging them extra amount no it's a positive ego and at the sun hold be at to her ama artists promoters and no more instant arrangement near there because one man in fans time slot so I don't know no if this is what ego should ebe buama industry now then this ego I endorse it because of such charge almost over some plenty dollars just because they say bet me I risk it na
because everyone in fans crowd.
Yeah, of course. What they are saying, and you know, and also another eye opener to the business sector. Say, oh, bet me I could show you amount of times law. Say some of them, bet me I will say be promoter no be a situation be in so to be any ade and be on to take it here reschedule time. But with what he did with Burna Boy, that was a bold statement, and I respect him for that part. So I know but there are some of the ego
that makes him Shatta anyway.
Yeah, but some of the ego ni waha. And also a put to check system on our promoters. Because promoters and so sometimes they will take artists for granted. So
ego in the industry and how some people channel some of these egos to portfolio, how Shatta exhibits his ego to the extent that he even made reference to that of the GT Bank show just last year. Eka said because of how Shatta exhibited, especially in the face of competition, even with others, is one that he really admires. And it gives a good image of the Ghanaian musician. But some people are asking questions, saying, hey, now ego. Is it always that this particular ego becomes positive? And now say, do Shatta Wale in Kwanswa, different. Kobe, Mamintio.
Bro, this matter, one thing about this whole industry thing has to do about when conversations are centered on Shatta Wale and how maybe we perceive things or try to paint things. You see, every artist or in fact, every individual has an ego. Depending on how maybe you channel yours and how maybe you handle it, being it positive and negative will depend on, the subsequent issues or matter at hand. Now, with portfolio mentioning ego, being it positive or negative, the one thing that mostly we forget and say, the fact that Abia hadena nipane ye no doesn't make sense to you, doesn't necessarily mean say the nipane ye no it's not making sense to that person. I might disagree with you on so many counts, but it doesn't mean say me disagreeing with you, states the fact say whatever that made you push or do whatever that you're doing, you stand to be at fault or maybe wrong. When it comes to the rate or the conversation with regards to charging, and yeah, na asem na sound common say when it comes to Shatta Wale and charging and events and shows. He's one of the few individuals he fought for this right in favor of all artists. Despite your hard work, your discipline, say here said a juma wa ye no a boy na odi you 2 hours regardless to your sasika no money panenya sa juma no. And with the GT Bank event, we all saw the impact of Shatta Wale in the promotion, pre-promotion, even on the grounds, the D-Day for the event. What Shatta did and the turnout that made the whole event very successful. And I'm sure to even the organizers now organizing the show at the end of the day they equally achieve value for money. Because Shatta isn't the first person who bought that show that GT Bank show We've had so many artists in Ghana here performing or play that show one way or the other. ABR to them they were able to achieve their target, but ABR to the bank they were not able to achieve the result that they are looking for. So for a portfolio to push this agenda, but I say I'm sure as a portfolio you've been in this industry for a very long time. This isn't the first time what and some of these conversations about tables where we are discussing. And with reference to Cardi B show, Shatta, stated reasons why that show, one call.
I think he was referring to.
No, he made a reference to that show. Said that one is a what? He sees that ego, say maybe as a bad ego, but that of the GT Bank tends to be a positive ego. And I'm stating, say, even after the show, before the show, there were terms and conditions. I am sure if there were the terms and conditions, Shatta breached that terms and conditions. I am sure the organizers of the show would have done something or taken an action. So for them not taking an action, you should equally tell you it's either the organizers one way or the other didn't do their things right. And of course, business table, whatever negotiation and agreement that you have, that will still depends on what to what should be hold against you or hold in favor of you. And that whole thing, Shatta once upon a time explained the whole thing, the genesis of the whole thing and discuss. So I believe it goes beyond this bad ego or being it positive. The most important thing that most of the times you should pay attention to has to do with how do we position our artists at any point in time when conversations concerning this kind of recognitions, being it charging shows and other things, we can also place them, on top of the discussion. Because I'm sure if it were a Nigerian artist, we wouldn't have been having some of these discussions. Okay. We were here when Wizkid Ebebo show up. The people didn't show up. He didn't come.
Yes.
They didn't see it. Anya Kasasa. Those people that na Wizkid couldn't make it to the show. No. It turned to social media discussion and it just ended like that. So I believe, there are more things beyond some of these things, and we should begin to appreciate our artists when it comes to some of these conversations. But say Nigeria ni yadi be offer, na Ghana ni be yadi, and irrespective of whatever agenda that you want to push, and you make it seem maybe our people don't know what they are doing, or if it is coming from a foreign idea, then it's good idea. Let me tell you, ego na ye can was and being it positive. Benna Boy has done more than that.
Okay.
There's been so many shows. Benna, Ako, why you maybe it still boss up to the same ego. Okay. So what is he trying to push out there? Some of these agenda, I think it is not important, it's not necessary, and we should pay more attention to the most important things and discuss it. But all being the same, the AC in say GT Bank, Shatta was able to achieve the result. True. He had good money. He was able to satisfy the fans, and I'm sure the fans too were not disappointed at all. So it's all part of the game. But portfolio enjoy some of this agenda. No enjoy so kasa to say ubi or a beginner, because what portfolio, you've been in this industry for a very long time.
14 years.
Yes, there are some things that I don't expect you, someone like portfolio. That the reason why when I hear some of this conversation coming from him, yaminya problem, then they say, it's a role. Obi or a beginner, and come a different. You've been with this Shatta, Wale and all these big artists. You've worked with them. You know what happened behind the scenes. So if you know some of these things that happen behind the scenes, and you pretend to act say you knew nothing about it, and because of a certain standing, you want to push a certain agenda, then what kind of hypocrisy that you are trying to paint out there? And from Nidimi, you could tell, I say. Onyanyo beka no kre no onyanyo onka ncheche ho no doso na no kre no wo ho mfa 2 years no nka no enjoy some of these things. I respect him so much, and I really admire him very well.
Thank you. Chemo, oh. Hello, Chemo, hello, Chemo Timenka. Chemo a meeting no home, but as a on Timenka and Timami and then I mean French biom na me hwe se binya Chemo a ewa homane so because Chemo after that Timenka
me chon kampa menim se wo na on Timenka
da bi na me ntem ka be me se wo mute, and after that I could not hear from you. Okay. What you also have to say on this portfolio, artist ego, and how they are able to juggle between like industry matters with it.
Yeah, you see, the challenge with using that word ego, in our daily life, when we say ego, we only think about the negative. Because there's that general definition of ego. And especially when you pin it down to our culture and how we want people to behave, then ego will not be a positive thing for somebody, for us to say any no ego. But ego is a psychological term, not any bad thing. It's about self-consciousness, being aware of who you are, the self-importance of who you are and where you stand when it comes to your society that you live in.
Yeah.
But in our case, having self-importance is a problem. Your works a mass angle for you because of and And so we have words when you say you have ego, you think negative. Okay. But it is not always like that. Portfolio used it in a positive way. And I think for that one, I get him when he says, Shatta Wale, at the time GT4 he decided to embarrass schedule not for Burna Boy to come before him. Shatta Wale edgy more money to do that. And no, it's not just about the ego. It's also about seeing business opportunity and taking advantage of it. The truth is that any obia ne betimi demand this harding. Say, oh yeah. Yeah, my example say, oh yeah, underground artists be now say artists be out there. Charlie Wabem what me blow back be energy to for your program no my fell. Now almost say, Chairman Shatta Wale performing as on Tiasia on Bepam. Yeah, Bepam like yeah, what is it? Can yeah, need my Fako. Yeah, Bepam. Could be free. Yeah, we don't care. That's what will happen. Okay. And you know, there should be the other side of the value that Shatta Wale hold as a musician, and not any man of ego or whatever you want to describe it. Okay. I will bet me they are charging more. And it was because it's Shatta Wale, and at that point you are comparing Shatta Wale to Burna Boy for GT to make such a decision. And Shatta saw the opportunity that I am the bigger one here. I am the one that you guys, my BBR organization, you know, is in fact it's about me. The event is about me. So if you want me to compromise, you have to pay more.
Very much.
And then he took it. So he's also conscious of business opportunity when it comes to music. I think that's the part or Lucy here. It's not just about the ego. Say ego ni kekedia enka obetumi amanako say obega and me I'm in for my fans, so I understand. You just let him do his thing. After that I'll come and do my thing. So it is not just about the ego, it was also about business opportunity. Shatta saw that he's bigger here. He's the one that the show is organized around. The show is revolving around him. So if there's an opportunity, let me take it. And then he took it. And at that point, GT Bank had no option than to pay whatever Shatta Wale would demand. So we get it. You can call it ego. But the most important part is the fact that Shatta sees business opportunity at any point in time. And when he gets those opportunities, he won't let it go like that. He will take advantage of it. I can bet that there are some musicians, makers, they are equally A-list artists. But I catch them say, oh, here schedule mamuna bra later. It's not like they don't have ego, but they will see it as, oh, this is nothing. Let me just. They won't see the business side of it. They will just see and say, oh, it's okay, let me be nice and let's move on. But not Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale will take advantage of the opportunity and he got it. So Portfolio described it, got the idea, but I think where he missed it is the fact that he didn't talk about the business opportunity that Shatta Wale saw, but rather attributing it to his ego. The ego thing is there, but having self-important is not enough to get some business opportunity. You can have that ego, but you just sit back. You don't have. Shatta could have said, okay, I will not even come at all.
Yeah.
Because my time on up and no, to say ego, but that's not. But at that point, you will not be looking at the business opportunity.
No.
This one, he saw the business opportunity. And then he took advantage of it. So I think Portfolio described it well in terms of what he wanted to put across. But he should have. Another, we are adding the fact that Shatta saw business opportunity based on his ego and took advantage of the situation at that time. And it's positive.
Okay, thank you so much. Keep your comments coming because very soon I'll be going on the platforms to read what you also have to say about the conversations that we are having on today's show. This is still Showbiz Daily Live on Sammy Flex TV. My name Roland Amate, sitting in for the big man Sammy Flex, who is far away in London. We are streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as TikTok. It is our share your TikToker. Yepe lion, yepe universe, yepe monkey. There be monkey. Monto che ayo mo che bi ayo mota monto sa che no so mra wo mo wo sa maboji se monto ni nyina mra hia ni nyina. But then let's go into other conversations, and like I mentioned, the late Safo Kantanka Emeritus Doctor, the titles ni nyina de will be the legendary, passed on some few months ago. That was somewhere last year, and out of that, as a druso. But some people, I don't know, but for some funny reason, are predicting some rift, some beef, some maintain be here and there, and I don't know where that is coming from. Today, Honorable Adwasafo and the family held a press conference announcing the burial or the funeral date of the late Safo Kantanka, Emeritus Professor and Apostle. Yes. A man for be bizarre question because there is a certain introduction here. Honorable Adwasafo concerning her introducing the family and everything, and out of that, and no, and ama for a bizarre certain kind of questions be. So even on the flyer, there is what they call the dossier, which is mostly done for royals. And as we know the man to be, obviously, Oyohene. And this will be done at the Apostle Safo Director Bodi where they fetch me. Okay, no, I'm talking about the date, the one there. Okay, thank you. Apostle Safo Swai Gumwa Mpota Central Region. Okay, I think so. And the final funeral rite will also happen on 31st July 2026. That is 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Independence Square, Greater Accra Region. So the dossier will be done on the 30th of July, and the final funeral rite will be done on the 31st. Since I have Chemo here, Chemo is going to give us the in-depth explanation into the dossier as well as the final funeral rites. And of course, the Thanksgiving service will also be done in Kumasi, and that is also yet to be confirmed. In fact, they cited the date of 8th August. This will go into history as one of the funerals, the first funeral to be done in 3 different regions. The first one will happen in the Central Region. The second one will happen in the Greater Accra Region, as well as the Thanksgiving in Kumasi, which is yet to be confirmed. And Chemo is going to give us. But then, let's go and watch some bits and pieces of some of the happenings at the press conference. When we come back, there are some questions that I really want to ask my people, and some explanation I know they have the answers for me. Let's watch these videos. We'll be right back.
I'm paying for Sofo Johnson, and I said Sophie Safo, and Sofo Abna Safo, I saw paying for 2 months, Sofo Pastanya Kumoha, Papa Ebusia, Nena Ebusia, ya Papa Mwen, ne Mame, ne a friend Mame. Akusia amweni ma na busia amowa ha aya guna busia mu frequency ewo the Kwaya Santi region amowa ha papa ebusia mu free asumenya monso mowa ha papa adofo ne empanyifo ewo ha nyina na yehia wa ha asem ne yetia wa me ne nuanum nyina ene wa ha na ne yetia ne se papa ebusia ye kotokwa ebusia papa tia se o me yetia se se ebusia no ebusia mutre pa eduana ebusia no mutre ntini edikan ye de dabi beto abonten then for the dabi beto abonten na 25th of June sanka sa da no ne yakura yeja Ye mom, ye papa na busua na ebi wo Chad, ebi wo Cameroon, ebi wo wiase afa na nyina. Na emu behia se ebeto nsa no mu nyina so ya amoboa e de aba. Oma bagu, oma beka ye ho ana oma begya yen. Na omo so de hia eda fom. Omo so etimi aboa ne akora na ti na yefe. Omo ma ye asote ye se eda ne bimben ho ma wo mo ebe ma oma ho boa na oma kwantuo no. Anhwa na omo nyina etimi ama ambedru no. Abusua emma eni aso mpanyimfo se ahia eni ye se ye betwi eda no e de akọ the 30th of July na aboa ama ye nuanom na ye papa tiase nyina no wo bodwa ofre wo mu nyina so wo mu nyina ka de busua ho omo so etimi aba na yaye na ye kama nti ene megina ni nuanom mo nyina na mu hye Ghana fo nyina se eda ye de bekura ye papa aye de ye papa beto ho wo gomwa mpota ye 30th of July ye be ye wo no ana so ye wo gomwa mpota. Yes, myself, Ajua Safo. I have directly after me is Ruth Ajua Safo. After her is Rebecca Ajua Safo. After her is Abraham Yao Safo. And then we have Joshibed Ajua Safo, which is the last of the girls. And then the last baby boy, Obed Kojo Safo.
Everybody so ya sorry penyin. When you baby, and now you busuani, ebe jina oka sembia e wrodowura da sem. Ma wo bia ntie no. Gise wati afri aduana kotoko royal family. Ewo sumunya. Ebusua penyini. Owura nyantachi adumako enum. Ansana waje asemuna tum. Yedamase. Yedamase. Yedamase eburu. Mesremu aburu ye nyina ye twahia ha ye yabusua ye panyini pa ne otumfo wo se tutu a otoso mienu ono na ama ye kwan a ye digina ha ema ye kasei edisa mekana nanom na ma amo ne din a na nkire se mayi na firimu enye wono a akame a mekasei kamenyina ha ono na ama ye saa kwan ema ye digina ha edi edai eto Ghana manyina enim medamase pepa cho ye besie no ewo empota baby a gomwa mpota baby a oye ne fidi duma no eho ana ye besie eye saa eda etoso aduonunum ayo homobo busumi imu. Everybody so ya sorry penyin. When you baby.
So just as the Honorable Ajua Safo said, an initial date was announced, which was around 25th of June. And we all saw another communique that came from another side stating a different date. People started asking questions, say, how come a funeral of this magnitude is having two different dates? And now, Manful Bisa, are we going to have that Ilumba part 2? But looks like Sisia no calm is being restored one way or the other. But then people are asking questions. What is the difference between what the Busuapeni is saying and what the children are saying? And how come that all these press conferences are happening without Kojo Safo Jr., doctor, being there? Or what is the conversation like? But then, I mean, coach Chemo, I mean, coach explanation. Chemo, where the I was say free dotier from the dotier into the matters arising, so that at least we will be able to understand why there is a dotier which will be happening on the 30th and the final funeral rites which will be happening on the 31st as well.
Yeah. Okay. Before I do that explanation. Mami nchire say any particular and I say any part or what don't be brave I deal with a common especially in a kind setting because a year you ankasa a big deal ma asante for that ye ja the wo na chi krakra and na ye nim say there's a belief say o ka say wo ja obi achi a amana akọ the next stage of the person's life ye ni say wo asase so na enu anu no ye di say okọ baby fufuro na saa o ma fufuro na okọ so no how good are you be jani kwan wa ha no and or better receive that goodness wherever the person is going.
Okay.
And you know a year a big deal our sentiment and I'm person maker. Okay, so Dr. Ian and yet bibi bia na say uchi word na bia be say bibi ba ma wa dinimra the word doctrine so doctrine means netie and I say you to form an ABB that the earth that doctrine and you know you can't say doctrine here the day na you go see no the day na you go see nipa no na ya tena se kakra say as ye and you go see ni ba ye betena se and I be for me doctrine because we are doing that funeral gathering on the same day that we are burying the person.
Okay.
That's the dirty because there are some people are almost bigger. What happens most of the time, they say, you could see no. And then later, you have a year proper.
Okay.
If you are kind of, it take years. And I say, it take months after burying the person. When you bury the person, they will just come and sit at the maybe at the family house of the dead person.
Okay.
Then, with time, they will announce another date for the bigger funeral. Another the funeral proper.
Okay.
So when it happens like that, not just as in they didn't bury the person and then sit down for the funeral to continue.
Okay.
But when there's a big man like Apostle Kojosafwa, they can do both. Anything on me yes are through announcement.
Okay.
So they will do the dirty all right, but there will be another funeral after the dirty.
Okay.
Anything on the announcement one. The dirty will happen, but they think that it is big. For them to just do it at one place is not enough. And you know, after the year that they think that not everybody may be able to come there, they will go ahead and do it at other places. Or maybe say any probably any probably or muntimimba akra deni.
Okay.
Almost about side and you know, almost announcement. But I agree with you. And some SSL.
I see.
Also, two announcements by a different now. It's not surprising so
okay.
Because the first thing Prana say, why are they doing separate press conference and another announcement? Why? And no church and again Kojosafu Junior. Or will play significant part in the projection of the man's legacy.
True.
Say time and papa ni tiase no. Now on no na ye adwuma or no na call e kan nsem ni adabe. Enti say an announcement. Not only baby abusuafo immediate family do na wo dia. Na just asemo ho. But e bia na enkofu bi nso so enya we say Apostle Kojosafo na yire nye ba akopɛ akosua adwasafo adwasafo eni ni nuanom no omo maame e different from Kojosafo junior ketwa no ono nso so eni ne maame wo ho enti no that difference no wo ho ebia ebinum ebeyom say bia omo nyina ye one mother yes a ne che Kojosafo Mommy different from address of any.
Okay. Now, Chemo, what will be your reaction if when you hear the family secretary saying that till this time announcement nearby, no, Sammy, they don't even know where the mortal remains of the deceased Apostle Kudusafo body no edda. What will be your comment on it? Will you be surprised? And now say
well,
come more impression.
Someone can say or beckon or abonting, but or can now come here and say indeed a some of and into no beckasa because say family secretary they wouldn't be at the mortal remains in the war. Beside Nipa, we did say only baby away. Now, over the cannabons and all countries say just to register the fact said there are issues.
Okay.
Tanka, and they are in himself obina de a munu echo mortuary. And as a family, you know exactly who did that. Yes. And you may not know exactly where it is, but you can ask the person who took it there or who took it to wherever. And he said, well, Musa, that's how the Betuja said, as at now, you don't even know where the mortal remains in the world. You are just telling us that there are issues. And the issues there means immediately say, yeah, I'm sure you are, sir, baby, sir, a babon, and nobody are not caught today, actually. Nobody are not caught today, actually. Sir, one and coffee because of modishing and coffee. Any daddy lumba issue no
okay, Chemo me that say Mr. About so mama nko Kobe just van hoy Kobe
bro
funeral announcement number.
Well, I wasn't surprised near maybe say Babu Baba, especially wakoye nipa oye nipa 3 na nkwala no sonson mo mame mo enye baako mostly say eja ana dehie bi wu say na nkwala no nyina mo mame ana let me put it down mo mame enye baako am edru amamre bi say it brings a whole lot of misunderstanding and miscommunication because by time bia e wo de obeka che ne ba ena eba ne sanso obi anso pese oye bibi be ye soronko e be kire se ebia odo ne papa and now pese oye something peculiar to celebrate, I mean, or paying a last respect to the late dad. No? So some of these things are part of it, but one thing that we shouldn't also forget, as Ghanaians and account for Ankasano say obi ka baby abusuafo no mostly e wo tumi e wo funu so sen nkwala. The only means you can mostly get access or a lot of information concerning a year no ho akoni aba eno ho nkeka ho no and say you get closer to the family and try to bridge, I mean, the gap, or maybe create or bring this kind of consensus, togetherness and understanding. Yeah, one way or the other. No. Any decision that they want to take, you'll be informed. I remember when I lost my late dad. Me mama tia say, and I mama tia say point blank say, a woman say yeah papa, but papa no so wabusia, and abusia fon so na papa ne ye modeshie, and omo ye modeshie. So if there is anything proud to acquire a person ye dear papa faso, first of all, di hu abusia panyin no, yene netnase. Na yenje mo plans die mo pese mo ye na ye nkola no sonson die nso ye pese ye de ye epe ye papa last respect, no. We meet the family, we have a discussion, then the rest of the activities or the ye no. So I remember in our case abusuafo ye maye nkola nso so ye maye obia play the role, but the most important thing is they were understanding. Like this kind of unity, no, among Nkwala no, papa na busuafo no but wo hwe obi te say Kojo Safo de na ana ye legend de na you could see say nsem ewo ho from the two press releases na ba abontene nyina no show or prove say there is a lot of inconsistencies ewo the air course no and if we are not careful ebia the intention of we appreciating, celebrating and preaching the good things now otiase oye no one hwa na akoye anyungase so it is not late yet. I think say this is early stage and whatever it is no nkwala no ehu way a mbe kata mo papa adeja so anyesa I mean the ebeba bonte no enye abeye to say that the number na assistant now abeye back and forth nsem and abusuan panyin no assistant now ewo tumi esen kwala no whatever that he says or abusuan beka no holds. So the children should know how they will have their conversation. With regards say abusuan panyin can say I think say one can say omu nim bebia efune da but the all can say nkwala ni bi enim bebia efune da.
Okay.
And the reason why nkwala ni bi enim bebia ebia apostle edan ne say the same inconsistencies no any misunderstanding here can asem no it all generate or boss up to some of these things. So this is the time that they should let the world know say all these one nina yes abusuan bia and some wom and enuamompo they have issues misunderstanding wo but this is not the right time for them to prove to the world say they are not one. They should show maturity and let understanding prevail and trust me it will go a long way to benefit themselves because ebeya nungu as I say with all the hard work the investment and the good works na papa no ayeden aye no edimpa no preaching no I mean he has a lot of followers
okay
and the impact na there almost everywhere.
Yes.
Africa, the world, a lot of people
big
are benefited from I mean the impact so it wouldn't be the best. I wouldn't I mean expect said see eto that the lumba no the same thing should happen. So Charlie monfa ni man to ye na mo me hu the way ye be den ye be kan some of the fans na there Charlie fans in nishi bia to do to say lumba and for na we have this fans has nothing no role at all to play in this thing. Nkofo amokasa empu ebupu has to do with the family. So nkwala no they should set up do the needful and due diligence to whatever that is happening. And trust me, there are a lot of things that I believe say they can preach out there than to cause a lot of harm than the good that we are expecting.
First off, let me big up the family of the late Apostle Emeritus Kojo Safo Kantanka. I think say in all this my idea. The reason why I made my basso and because say I have also not noticed some one or two things in whatever is going on. But then, regardless of the differences in even in opinions, I like how they've been able to keep composure even along the line for months. Because some of these things, amophobia start here, left, right, center. But then, I want to commend them on how they've been able to handle this. And moving forward, I pray, say it will be kept because the man's legacy is at stake. Nobody can sell the man's legacy. And there, regardless of whatever anybody will do, nobody can sell the impact that the man had or is still having even on the world and not even Ghana or Africa alone. That one day, it's that nobody can touch the man's legacy. But again, we should also be able to preserve it in such a way that it will even be attractive for people that did not even know him to say, we want to even know him. Because today, when I see some of the comments coming from some followers of the people that claim they were or are lovers of Daddy Lumba, I cringe. And in that manner, I wouldn't want some of these things to happen. But all the same, we wish them well. On the 30th, 31st, and of course, 8th August, these are the 3 dates that have been announced. And as such, we know that when it comes to tourism in this country, one of the branches is funeral tourism. And here, I am also looking forward to this particular event being one of the biggest events we will have in 2026 event calendar. Forget that it is a funeral. It is also an event. There is going to be a creative staff in there. There is going to be, your friend said, things that concerns the creative arts industry in there. So I am looking forward to this also becoming one of the biggest events that we've had or we will have on our 2026 calendar. And the fact that it is even touring is one that also gives me some level of excitement. Central region, Greater Accra region, and of course Ashanti region. This particular funeral is taking 3 different regions by storm. And I hope and pray that it comes out peacefully. Let's go on to some of the comments that have come in on our socials. And on Facebook, Fanta O'Mill says, family, you all bless the president of Ghana Music. Charles Niama Mensah is living good. God is here. We did London right now. Please don't forget to follow me on AudioMac. Tomorrow, dropping a new song, SM Fanta. Only good music. 30th May, sharp. Nice one. Samuel Menebo says, good work, keep it up. Shagzy TV No Size says, follow me on Shagzy TV No Size. King George is also here giving us fire emoji. IPIS is also on Facebook. And on YouTube, we have Mr. Frederick Apia is here. Says, good evening, everyone. Desmond Dama says, SM is a goat. Kwejo Apenting is also giving us some emojis. Whilst Flex is also here, says, good evening, lovely people of Sammy Flex TV. Prof. Ankonam Rebel says, why does Portfolio always say artist instead of artist? Why is he trying so hard to add too much to the word? Osle, a accent. Now, Prof says, everyone has an ego. It's the same ego that made Portfolio says he's banned Kimpaluta at a station he works at. Shaking my head. Jackie Boatin also says, we dey here. Jackie Boatin comes again to say, Kobe, Chiu too. Isaac Owusu A Japan says, Chamo. And Senanu Potake says, Roland, I just don't understand why that Portfolio guy always wants to place or bring in Efo whenever Shatta is being praised. He's an idiot. It's only in Kumasi. It's only the Kumasi there that he will sit and think, Lifestyle Attitude says, good evening, Braviland. Lifestyle is also here, says the king will always prove them wrong. Bashiru Farouk says, Portfolio has a way to represent Shatta Wale to suit his personal agenda and the perception people have about Shatta Wale. Odeso Adekunle says, World Cup is not doing charity, but doing business. Kakalika is not business with music, but just ordinary hip. They can't be on the World Cup stage. Hey, we know where you are coming from. Oga, but he will tell you, we know. Lifestyle Attitude says, the funeral of the apostle is well planned. Of course, definitely. Let's go into other areas on the show, and so far Yaka Portfolio Diano, Yaka the funeral of the late Apostle Safo Kantanka. Let's go into the other one. Lewen has fired DJ Slim, and Unim say after Dr. Like show, no, there's been back and forth with Lewen talking about how some people are not talking. First, I started with, oh, he was even supposed to be on that show. Then later, it turned out to be, say, oh, Dr. Like one ton a car, now whoever sponsored the show cry with him. People started giving it to him, woto, including DJ Slim. And Lewin came on live to also fire. And out of the fire, blows. And you now saw DJ Slim minute as we speak. But before we listen to what Lewin said, let's go and listen to what DJ Slim say as a response to what Lewin was saying, Then when we come back, we'll listen to Lil Wayne's reply.
Unkwa Kojon Cancer Lil Wayne. Wadane Bonyuna Oda Eye Kumawudo. Onunkwa.
Assembling.
Onunkwa. But unim asem ye ka akosi say. Because obetia, menya sure say nke ye kra no obetia nga amanfo bebre aka before us.
Yeah.
Ko obetia nko atie. Inti me de mafutu me de mo bibi ka like mo na me ka kire no. Se me ma ne nhwe no because we ase de friend say o sefo aye na adwe so obese wo no. Wo ka se osua obebo ne hwene saa. Inti bibia ni ho a obeya ebeya ne feda. Brofumo was in the court of the eagles. The chicken is always guilty.
Yeah.
Sa akore ni na atrase na yesi akukọ asama ba he akukọ ye den kuro difo.
So only support. Yeah.
Exactly. Inti like don't look at him. Run your race. The fourth in Africa to feel O2 indigo. That is one twasu biem kura a hit.
The first in Ghana.
The first in Ghana and the fourth in Africa. I am daring Kojon Cancer Lil Wayne if he feels. Oh, he feels he's on his high horse. Now, Lil Wayne Kumasi. Prempa Assembly Hall crowd to fill it krabeyedi. Me say Prempa Assembly Hall say Kojon Cancer Lil Wayne so ye comedy special. Prempa Assembly Hall to fill it krabeyedi.
So
he's lost it. He's lost it.
Is it wrong for you to, if you are not there, you take a step back? Now for you go under
collaboration. A real see I want a collaboration. Ba unkuwa de that bia what 20 years sinipa ba kuso sa and look at his demeanor. I had to say the Raslin Yayini Bonibi and I said Dr. Like Yayini Bonibi and Untimin can show near Koswa London.
I saw Opesa the far and they are far. I
feel the Untimin Monica Nipakro credit. Meanwhile, whenever they ask Dr. Like about you, what's yeah, Lewin, the mini problem there. When they see in a penny, the guy is constantly respecting you, and every time you are disrespecting him, we are paying for. Then kwa na ohwe free nipa no. Wofa, me say saade no ontimi nye. Nipa kro ode ya gye atum. Nipa kro ode ni sika hye mu. Se onye jimijimi.
Da.
Sikani be na jimijimi.
Da.
Aha. Sikani ne tena ase no. Wanya ohun nyansa aka se. Ono. Between mumienu no. Wobusa aye no. Amanfo se omo pe Dr. Like mu omo mpewo.
And at the end of the day, would he make his returns? Yes. Was it so a success? Yes. Is it something if Mekran be miskashe moi, would I invest again? Yes. It's why not told that direction, mom. Na or person rubbish yo, bro.
Offer on Messi Kumasi, Prempa Assembly Hall, if he want, prove me wrong.
Uncle Ebio.
On Prempa Assembly Hall, Uncle a bigger one, I walk a year. KNUST, a CCB auditorium, a Honanam college on your CCB.
Yeah.
Nay, who say, yeah, you day form. All these places, a young gentleman did not only do that by himself, or searching among for were creative brands. Mame brand ba kwa Kojon Cancer.
Well, Sadiana Slim Kane dear. He said lots of things, but saying say Kojon Cancer Lil Wayne cannot fill the CCB one auditorium okay university there. Bra. The same time you could draw any America. We je adabraka we me no nyaje me pacho. Kojon Cancer Lil Wayne influence ewu krum hase no. Yes, you may not like him, you may not like some of his approach and stuff, but Charlie, his influence is not one that you can downplay. But I may defend Kojon Cancer Lil Wayne. In fact, our camera, our phone, our internet, and also on social media pages, he responded accordingly. Let's listen to what Kojon Cancer Lil Wayne also had to tell DJ Slim and the others that were giving it to him. Woto.
What will you fact? Be a one fact. I will try to let me tell you guys. Yami do chioka. Kama was one my own chioka one kasa. Cause all back at the cross. I be bien to sa. We be me a Jimmy for. What's your free? What time you palm away at all? Be a chance for Jimmy Sam. At the papa, woman and co. Then I blew back, I know. What is it? At money by. What does it? And he said, what was some mental congratulation, dear? My biggest program, the big program. Come on, come in 4 days. Oh, be a mental congratulation. I'm with social media. I can't watch them. Through a catch of Ghana. Pimian Waka. National Theatre. I am stars, medical money by the massive MPs, ministers. No singing actor, colleague Abaka said, congratulations. Yabaya Charlie. Cutting them Charlie. Kumasi, the biggest program. Nobody said, congratulations. Then you force me say, make a contract, man can't many are you guys are you mad? What's your phone? My because oh, program a course no. When you buy a program, you buy a program no. Maka say, oh, kwado program maybe oh, metoyo program no. Oh, I say, me na me tini misika ye, and I say kwado tino, ebe we no, oh go fine. Now be the matter say dey. Ada form in a motor say, Kojon Kansan Levi. I love everyone in Ghana, everyone who supports with Empire, Kojon Kansan, or the Ghanaian movement. God bless you. Uma deba kopa ibes eya. Ana ope wiase nyina oman ba ko a asem etoa. Ko oman ni mu nipa enu nyansa asem wa wo ka wasem na wa asem to wo no. Ni hu bidda. Wiase nyina ope oman ba ko a wa asem beto no. Umma ka nyina enu nyansa esere wo na asem to wo no. Ana wo na wo ka wasem no unu nyansa asem no. Ghana kwa na asem to a ana bitu a kurom ni pa nyina dodo na pese e kire wo nyansa na wo ni nyansa wona wo ka wasem no wo do nyansa to fom obi si nyansa na nya wo no betu fo e man Ghana so obi akwampo anka akwa ba ku bi kwa ba bekasa afa ho aba che se wo no nyansa es wo kan nyina seb ono ne se nyansa bi anim ono ti se nyansa bi anim ene ya na ya se Ghana fo nyina mpoko ababache onyansa enye bonus akwa ba kupem no wo mu no ono kwa betrase abekire se onenum nyansa atwe camera asa atwa akoto YouTube asa atwa ato ba bia che se ono no nyansa ne a obeka se oni bi o me maka nyansa to fo mu no ana me maka ma de ato ho no wo na wo nyansa ho wo nyansa ese Ghana de highest. Over kwasem kwa to mantra. Oman be che say there be unum nyansa. Ye ne be nyansa. I love Ghana. Please, we are Ghanaian. Be proud of you because be proud of say Ghana. Ghana de. Ghana. What Ghana for subase. Na ti ukum for ase. Na ti subase a. You will enjoy forever. One tia said ya we ba hu ubesu de kwasem beka de wonu nyansa beka che se de on sem fatakra beka fa ho no we ba hu to what tia said ya you have to accept anything in your life but so you okay and Ghana could more there yes if I'm who am okay so no man tie we love you so much. I love you. God bless you guys. I love you. This is my puppy. Hey kiss me.
Kwame Eugene said, "Nti monfre kweku gangster, ono pe no nim nyansa. Na mo man the hardest equation na baba be ma answer." Hey, I don't know le we ne ka no. Say Ghana had it. When you was about waka to her. Luby actually say, hey, what's up? Botugu. Na omo nyansa sem. I have my own reservations about that. Because yes, wu nyansa die. But know that it can be wo no kre. Nemum seb ekoye nyansa sem die. No so ni chire mu be den kakra. Kobi.
Bruh.
I mean starting ko more we also. Kojo cancel a win. Any DJ Slim Bante, you can say.
Then so. Obia Felicio Nimyansa.
Of course.
And Obia Ansu Felicia the Ocanon so sena yano kreno.
First
of all, Memfa Konya when I'm big up Dr. Laiki. I mean for him successfully hosting that event and able to achieve result on Ankasa looking for. I think he deserves much, I mean, accolades.
Okay.
All the thumbs up, Nina. As in sort on a car, or ton a dime, or yeah, dear, and we here, a pumpo in Sotogum. Say, big man being a sponsor, yeah, big man be a sponsor, yes, certain, and yes, certain. At the end of the day, Dr. Laiki, I host the event, the O2 Indigo. I'm feeling to the brim.
Sir.
Something that most artists in Bo are struggling to do it. Good. He has been able to achieve it effortlessly.
True.
And this is something that we need to appreciate. You see, when it comes to creative banter and issues when in regards to some of these things, is part of it. Portfolio, let's say, ego ni biya so na eden yeah display wa ha Lewin Felicia wa yejuma and at any point in time he has everything to defend himself and prove himself. Yes, and who pay attention to the angle on so he has a point.
Hey, I see.
Yes, because Slim me assure say ebia Ibrahim Tuori said Tuala no who the course
a country called Ghana.
Yes, upon all the controversies, issues, ups and downs, he was able to sell these venues successfully, effortlessly. What did you say about this event? It is a one who the importance, the achievement now. Why will you then have an issue or a say in a conversation at one boarding? Into a one. Leon so Felicia no. Semeyare no. One dream
one show in a sympathy.
Yes. Na film ya. Tribute ten the media then. And the Leon so can no. E friend bi so ye no kre. E krom han kwa na sa wo kan wa sema. The oti baby onu ni Felicia onu ni nyansansan. Like what you are saying, I said the word like who named the way. But it's quite unfortunate. To the venue, say Lewin to me in Philly. I mean, Lewin, no two ways. Despite agenda, no hate, you can like him or hate him. He's one of our big, stars when it comes to movie, and for that matter, Kuma Wood. For that matter, you can never downplay the effort and the contribution in the space.
That be that.
Sebia International no and O2 Indigo ni be no boy we are yet to see. But to say when can't fill a venue in Kumasi.
Okay, UST.
Slim, what are you talking about? Slim, what are you talking about? It's Kwajo in Kansas when you canoe. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Now, all Slim, you see it to be a problem to school someone and Kasano. Wo sebe insenhuna Slim di wo krom ha no ne aka ho asem awiana. Are you chastise people? You talk anyhow about people. You always see anything bad or negative about obia di oye. But see to be bowa no abeso camera kanka. That's the only issue that sometimes I have with some of these guys. You talk about people, but when people talk about you, then you verse.
And
I think so. You should get serious. For what Lewin is doing, I don't see anything wrong with it. The only issue that I have with him has to do with say ABR. the rant into say big man being a tall car now no sponsor, I think it's needless. But I'm sure say they understand. And if Likey is not having an issue with it, why would you have an issue with? Because I'm sure say Likey, if I know I responded.
True.
And one thing I've always loved and respected about Dr. Likey is that you choose to talk when you want to talk.
Yes.
He will respond when he feels like I want to respond. There is nothing that you do, especially when he's not ready to put you into his conversation. And that is one thing that I've always loved about him.
Yeah.
And for that matter too, he always pay respect to everybody who contributed the role or the movie, industry. At any point in time, he will big up Lewin and say, or any senior.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we need to appreciate. But with the slim, Lewin in Tokwane, to them, to say in cancer air canon, Onunsu Philly said he's not making sense. The same way Slim Susu Philly said in cancer is not making sense. But whatever it is, I believe that the most important thing is the unity. So no, not now. Cancer say unity. We need unity to push Ghana. Industry to the other side or maybe the next level. No? Why is he not preaching about unity here? But also interested pushing an agenda to fight. So some of these things are needless. Slim, he who seek equity must come with clean hands. So if you want equity there, make sure so your hands are clean. Stop all that unnecessary agenda that they push. Now, only some in some hunina some thought in the studio.
Yes, I better modifying. He who seeks equity must come with not only clean hands but white jalabia.
Very necessary.
Yes. Chamo.
Yeah, bro.
Chamo, my auntie, when Slim Nelly winning comedy. Meto nka pepe.
Okay, good. I said we back for Raja Mekabi, and I'll still stand by that. Leon Ama reply.
Yeah.
I get him, and I'm not surprised about my reply, sir.
Okay.
Reply no, and after the way I did more be you bet you can say any other when they be our two a bob across mommy.
Sa pepe.
Because I've seen people also saying this is a reply to no.
Hello. Chamo Timenka. Chamo. My uncle near some fetch a movie, me. Okay. Yeah, Chamo Timenka is here.
My back. I'm a Timenka.
Yes,
so my point is that Lewin as I'm not kind a binomo Eddie said Kwakumenu and a bizo to call Slim side. And Major said Nimi to some extent far because who videos be out Abia Kwakumenu I can be Alpha Lewin because about recent time the minion who will be Santino. Many or more can say Abia with there is for Slim Bayard. So we Abia Slim now or plan. I some we need some care do, but I said, yet maybe I can say, if you ask I want, so umpu, and go for be I take his size, brother, or more baby Mujina. And in the same year, or more candy, Bema, baby Mujina, the Ayed, and one or more, a bina, a slim, I Lewin. Yeah, I don't know, I can say there wasn't any need or it was needless for Lewin to even mention a cabinet issue. No say will be the sponsor and I could be one, especially when there were not even a question for you to answer. Why now answer? There was no need for that. Engine, it was needless for him to do that thing. And yes, based on that, we can say he was wrong in giving that comment.
Yeah.
But beyond that, Yahusen go phobia almost pele when assembly. Auto move na same so Eddie I can't say mubia and we are quite so mubeka. Said when I come for somebody like Slim or experience or industry no matter our organization. I would be entertainment industry let's say le way into me feel a prempe assembly wa and not as a abia attend the deal of person did le win keke say okay more on the CCB okay one feel it
sir
ade okay the individual kwa wa ya mana bro so sa ni movie ya oye
yeah
any problem na anko sa CCB auditorium one slim air can only for you to mention say or show her on to me another or on proving manager on proving show say sika some no on family agro say slim zimi to me feeling
me ya manager
fakwem it is slim or call sir there le way no yen nyina ne slim ene omo so wa anya den be ya but don't go to that extent I say come and action can be at near there and you know I'm not surprised that when today sir response we be ma or more kind yes assertion say kromu na enipa binum no ayesa asem ba omunum nyansa che wa asem na to near that
asem na fa
enye kromu ankwan I know le when chance say enye kromu ankwan sa na wi ase nyina che and they all can do baby a true say enkofu bi tie kira omunum hwe so om kama ne yese omunum chen wo kwa asem na to but eno so chese enkofu bi so wo kira omunum so betimi anima chen wo kwa asem na to say le we no say ye kan here say o yare a wona yare abo ada na recommend doctor no na yare na bon
kabiem
enzino enzi de ya ne say asem to a fine you may have better details than obi owa bonti but say wo chire mu na wan chire mu ya obi owa bonti to me say yeah wo na asem na to wo na wo kan ba wo chire mu ni nye in fact enu ti kra no na your legal system wo ha ya ka say obetumi afa lawyer no akasa ama enu ni chire say asem no wo na to nanso obi na betumi aka ama wo obi na betumi aka ni yi ama wa hu asem ka
o kamafo
any kind of layer or anything so on say was I'm not to be in chair yes obi betimi enima chan because say ba say yen chire mu a unchire mu no ntimi ebi o na nkwa nkwesi so say de o pesa o kan no ejo obi timi kan asem na ye twabo no na later wasan be chim say nye sa na me pa chire
ampa
enu ntina sa na ma ni nyina o ntino lewe na ho de on to no boka ka ba me tina si say so why wa ju say ube trouble no dia anyhow no so every right to say on so responded to say they will trouble no ntino the response we dey nim say a director e kon so bi so just say he wasn't bold enough to mention names meaning na ka me boldin say asumesi and American as a man asumesi na nkoye say as a onu kwakumenu as a muslim na ke no etwa hono kwa na lewe wa nya de na say go body by responding to those people there meaning they are sometimes obi can tell us also can be children but we all agree say na doctor like as am na kofa by na hu ni pa senka obos
okay chemo me da sinyami sha for lewe na sem na Canada I also agree say sometimes I said that me no some ebi on ma ugine chira uhumu pa che di ono ti echi ugine chira uhumu che ni ono ti echi enye ni nyina enye time ni nyina na obi wo ho no ma na asem fa ne ho a onim ebi on bo ntimi even ka asem ni mu no krempo obi wo no asem ne fa ne ho ba obeba be twantro enti se obi ti echi a ono so timi nya adwi hu se no asem ya wo kan die entwa kwan mu ana say it doesn't add up. However, I understand well when it's also coming from the other side. Say yes, there are some people that wo na 75 ho na 72 na o cheche wasemu no. Obi so to me kan it said ya wo na wo ho no wunnim chesa dwe ba ko say mpo ni utrim. And eto de bia e na bona beka eja pa. Eja. We are finally drawing to the tail end of the show, and you are still watching Showbiz Daily Fridays edition. And then you fear that Buja Freestyle nkomo bi a wo bi afabra na yen discuss it. But then a bill has been passed. A bill has been passed in Ghana's lawmaking house, and amount for kasa, because this so far will go down in history as one of the most controversial bills passing into law ewo kuremu. Sisi ane de ebi mo ka say okay ni amope no monsaka. Some people are also seeking interpretation into this particular bill, into the kind of people as our bill will be affected and how it will even be interpreted. Others are also giving a different interpretation to it. That minim so story now. My yanking kind of real quick. There's a video also at the aboso. It says breaking: Ghana's parliament passes anti-LGBTQ bill again. And it says Ghana's parliament has for the second time passed the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025, commonly referred to as the anti-gay bill. It will be recalled that in 2024, former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo stated that assent to the anti-LGBTQ plus bill would be put on hold pending the determination of a case before the Supreme Court. Following this bill's initial passage by Parliament on February 28, 2024, under the Expo Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration, the bill was not assented to before the end of the parliamentary term. The revised legislation, which was reintroduced and passed again in Parliament on Friday, May 29, 2026, seeks to criminalize LGBTQ activities and includes new amendments that exempt certain individuals and institutions from sanctions under the law. Under the amendment provisions, individuals who provide legal advice or legal representation to persons identified as LGBTQ will not be liable to punishment. The bill also exempts journalists and media organizations reporting on LGBTQ related issues or covering such matters in the course of their professional duties. In addition, medical professionals, including those offering surgical, psychological, and counseling services to LGBTQ persons, will not be penalized under the law. Prior to the passage, the Minority Caucus strongly opposed the amendment, arguing that they suggest the original version of the bill submitted to former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for assent was flawed and not fit for purpose. Despite the minority's objection, Parliament proceeded to pass the bill. The bill will now be transmitted to the President's desk for assent. Hey! I like how Chemu is laughing because we are friend of Atom nice. So the long and short of this is that Sir Bill Way Bill Parliament passed. In fact, it was introduced in 2024, and in 2025, Parliament passed. However, it was not able to become a law because the president was not able to sign. As at that time, na President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and na eti akonnwa no so. Unfortunately, This particular bill was contested in the Supreme Court. Because of that, President Carr said he was waiting for the outcome of that particular your friend say litigation and son obi who say or sign and now say on sign. Moving forward, Ena ofri akonwa so. Now, board beto ye man penyin a ote akonwam sisi a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Nanso. But that time no, or say Pontius Pilato and fan ho. Inti no say sasem ni yenwie en sam fan ko parliament biuma. I just say esa beto ne nanso bium na beto ne nanso ansa no be hu say obe sign and na say on sign. And lo and behold, today, just as the story is even suggesting, breaking news, let's say, Parliament a pass a bill no. And in passing the bill, in fact, you see I'm put you see the name ni be account because you won't grow for kubia or more no LGBTQI plus no M4 name, and this concerns the people that were mentioned in this article. Doctors, counselors, lawyers, and media people. In their line of duty, omo betimi ne omo edi nkomo. Omo betimi ne omo edi dwuma. Omo betimi akomo ho asem in their line of duty. Na me bisa say, omo aka ne. Enti se fie shaki. Ye kokra no ka. Ei! Uye wa hwe ya okra no. Otu betimi atwa na. Chebo. Okay, director saw video be. Me pese yem ko hwe video ni mranti e ko hwe ba. Chemo we die. Mo na mo ka wasem e da wa bam. So director, my yem ko hwe video no ye ba. Na chemo fa yen ra dia mrane kanim.
He adopted
an act to provide for human sexual rights and family values and related matters.
Honourable members, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025 is duly read for the third time and passed. He adopted
an act to provide for human sexual rights and family values and related.
Yeah, the boss who said, yeah, near parliament, dear, the Albetiani, yeah. Nache say, Atoma Momo. Nache say, Atosuli Nanso. And that is what our people are saying. I don't know what you make of this, but I really want to hear from you on this particular matter, because same way sema ye twene sere eni abasa hedikete jine ye chemo yeah chemo ya go
yeah they say I think that they say baby a pressure akwa do near President Mahama. They did it. I said the pressure at President Mahama.
Parliament at top pressure president.
I said they are booking at
pressure
They say Parliament is so out of pressure on my paying. And I said the union national. The thing is, Parliament idea to the next thing is President Ebe assenting, not just having the Ababe law in and we know what happened the last time BBC Abaye President Bakuno Nana Akufo-Addo or my head for Minka or my head Obi or Kase Obisi or the better court meeting.
Yeah.
Or within the Panaco court to Yan or Bessan San you say 4 years Abama left so Abra so President Mahama or no so ever me kwaba muntwa me to kwan ho na or no so ko na bia ya ansan ebinu mo say like you said, opposition party, MPP members of parliament, eka say new amendment now, but before so mojatu, penny, another tiase, and reason is say, some exemptions here, German lawyers and legal counsel. And as a journalist and a media practitioner.
Any doctors,
any doctors. So we some confident free mupe. Oh ma no me strong being because make LGBT one sama now Sammy a journalist. And the journalistic duties and a man.
And away no.
And you know, so be as a cry or citizen journalist or and you know. Obiko kana okay, oh, me a journalist, me or blog, me or one. How do you deal with it? And to them, no, when they say, oh, na moyen, Muma, Ron, MMA strong, as I said, they're no more coming. Tell the bear more pass a crown, I don't know how the effects that you guys were saying, say, Bewan. Uko opposite are those who are also defending, said, no, there should be an amendment, near say. Say anya saa dia na chese obi a ye declare say oye LGBTQ no there's ono de oye rekwa onya doctor manation no because oye doctor no ko hwe na e betimi aka say u promote ni abecho ana say wanya asama chese ontimi kongo fa lawyer because lawyer who could defend LGBTQ ana chese o promote ni acho and you know, against that now. This is proper way to go about it. There should be exemptions, and I said we should take certain people out because in their professional duty, you can't criminalize those things, or you can't say that promoting LGBTQ when they are performing their lawful duties. And I'm amendment no omo twen ho kakra ekoye debate ai free ho bill na nkasa de minya bi nkan ye but the matter tini ba bi amanhu a say amanfo pay attention e bi ye punishment ye betimi de amount na scenarios ye betimi afa ho de amount punishment no one they are catching attention ba ko ye criminalization of promotion if you are guilty of promoting or advocating for LGBTQ activities, you are facing terms ranging from 3 to 5 years. So say you not to a local court. No, you are promoting LGBTQ. You are guilty. Judge now tell you or 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
Now they are jail. Sana mati say bill. In fact, yes, a binu crowd will get 10 years for organizers and founders. Every article say only the LGBTQ ever the rule number. And they said they want NGOs to be yes. Almost says that time for fully be the anchor. Yeah, 10 years. The organizer and other founder, 10 years. If you are a promoter of LGBTQ, what they are saying, not say you find guilty or quarter, judge will be looking at 3 to 5 years in prison. Any amount. Another one I controversial among for mandatory duty to report. And also say, so who say obi LGBTQ Emrano shall say report is any panic.
Kona koka.
One report it. Who to be LGBTQ kona koba manere. As soon as who say obi LGBTQ. And you know, so one can kobo amane. Not say also one can't tell police be one if you fail to report such an act, also no punishable to 3 years imprisonment. What we need to be LGBTQ? I want to report him. So near oh, now report. Also, you are facing up to 3 years in jail.
Obi really true na man kokano.
Kokano.
I see.
They only just obi really true now one kokano. We only had over 3 years. And again, sir, criminal acting, same sex, acting in there. I know that that's what you baby. I know there 3 years, sir. But any dissolution here, so we a promoter or punishment in the class to change the oil and because a promoter will face up to 5 years, 3 to 5 years. But any pana oil is facing up to 3 years in prison.
So 3 years or less.
And again, 3 years or less. Again, almost amendment about the Extradition Act of 1960. Now it is making it offense relating to this LGBTQ are extraditable. It is a LGBTQ issue, but not a America also moving around because a LGBTQ means you bet me extradite too. I could do awesome. If LGBTQ whoever is asking for based on all my no treating yet me do call Emma so you could do as some of her. Oh, they can say they are certain actor any extraditable another crime or any extraditable. And you do not a butcher lawyers any Ghana prosecutors and air tribunal. Okay. And you say no. For them not to get to that stage, in almost they are saying, say we are LGBTQ. You bet me extradite too. Tell the bear I won't go do or not. Obinzo can say, this is not extraditable to uncle. By way the punishment, and they say, yeah, don't go. For me, I think this bill is more political than the whatever. Things are almost trying to almost back on. Okay. I think more political than just say if there's a problem in our society and they are trying to solve it. I don't believe them when they say that. But politically, it makes sense. Sense I'm making is there are a lot of Ghanaians are almost against even the idea of LGBTQ. So if you are in for it, another MP, another even president, you are likely to get the mandate of the majority of Ghanaians because majority, no matter how you do the survey, and I say, okay, about LGBTQ1, do against it. And then you say, politician, and I say, okay, you are against it. Obviously, the numbers are on your side. You can win political power, based on this. And I see that that's why politicians be actually doing and no more there, and yes, almost person cure be society. Like Osha Bill and they are my now. What are they trying to cure? They are telling us that they want to prevent people practicing LGBTQ. Yeah. But their main focus here are promoters of LGBTQ, not even the people doing the act. Who are doing it. And who are doing it. And against their focus is also on people not reporting. The one who report you be punished. Say who promote you be punished. Not there or no year or no another now holding it true which is the all kinds. The punishment in it will be our promoted the and no, what do you mean? And I see another issue with it say, okay, so a better now one who said will be LGBTQ into question. Yeah, is it you ever pay and go for an police for not how many number for Danachi, another hotels 8 there. LGBTQ because no much woman has said you who in there which I say with him. And you know how are they going to deal with those issues? Anything I mean is a more political than just trying to solve a problem. And promote almost say promotion they almost focus because almost say able to be promoter a lot of people will also get into it. Well, I don't know the kind of a year almost have the almost years but for me I think those who practice it almost free no nam nye say you can TV so radio so or ten baby nti ene na me so me bi.
Okay.
Me say yes it's rather people closer to you convincing you to involve yourself in the act than that promotion bit. But let's see how far this thing will go. Let's see whether President Mahama will be good enough to sign it because the international community also looking at him.
Yes.
Now almost how things will go for them to take action. Now let's see whether President Mahama will bring finality to it by signing or he will also defer to the next person who will come into power.
Okay, Chemo, that's it. Kobe.
Bro.
Preparation, mommy, and I'm commonly
All right. I'm said Chemo I can't be brave and he has taken the opportunity to school us the legal side of the whole conversation. Some of the things that we all need to know and even understand.
Yeah.
So I think much is said. And my only concern has to do with president because at the end of the day, whatever that we all are talking about, discussing here has to do with him. He has the power now to decide. As in said, the you at the end of the day, and to those people who said they will be a victim, my concern is how ready or how speedy is the system ready to facilitate some of these activities, especially to those victims. NG Magazine and her educator, what is their stand now?
Okay.
Are they going to say they are no more doing it, or they are living out? They have this physique. And does it mean so Obia so a bear so what mema physique nibi as a feminine so automatically so man so ajad say sani pan so is into that act. That will be my problem. And how are we going to Bobby? Yeah.
Mami focus on the acts and only see feminine in charge of. And as only keep masculine. And when you indulge yourself in the act, and the chill so one man be do you look like one so and man do baby.
Okay, into Siciano, a quite ben so ye be jina so at you be say asumasi ye bonneto. How you be see the neon say asumasi we ebia or ye no ho oba no. And I'm confirming no mo share dem mu amoye mema no ba kon e bo ba kon to eno ne asem
did this I want to temple me no report
ena me other issue no so has to do with say obi a ono no ogboto no ono no egi nani apiki ni feeling achi ni feeling na mo say sebe mea minim ni sa asumasi we eye binti
na me dwe me ho a
me dwe me ho a e bia komede me afi na me kwa akopɛ me coins bia be didi no man ko twuki sa nipa ninti
me so me
emran so se ni midi into instances like this now, how do we weigh it, how do we measure it, and how do we intend to even achieve all these results now we are talking about? Or is there any provision that there will be some your friends explanation or breakdown or try to give definition to the whole thing for us to understand ourselves better? Because if not, it will still be very difficult for us to even to justify some of these things.
This is more political than trying to solve a problem.
Okay.
Because they are focusing on when you involve yourself in the act. And the one about Jinahi actually said, you didn't to and I didn't to. I think that baby a bit making meaning and I said, be making sense. I said, as someone think of being them, now Abia Omoye lovers, Abia Omoye LGBTQ. Now, and to question Nabaku, I come back once a month after the na public in but I said third party echo report there. Me did say enko, but maybe are not two people involved. So almost to make and I be to miss it. And the BBC Nabaku report about the intimate or based on that.
Chemo, mammy,
another forceful issue. Me better me issue and I think that's a great issue.
Grape, you know.
Say be a quiet grip issue there. And also so you bet me edge so and not say you are involved in the act based on that.
But chemo me ba. Mami bi say scenario ya o mai of nkrofo mienu omo ye involved in the act. A omo kontokwe. Ebia makoto say there's actually fear shaki their face so gra. Na ba akwa akoka say o. E na no. O de fa me chi na de fa na ye mi say. Me and me jina chile no. What will happen to me? Do I also stand the same fate as somebody that is a witness to something I want koka? Because in this case, I am looking at a situation whereby, say, if the two people involved decide they say, okay, yakwe tokwa, many come just say yakwe tokwa, we are not going to report. Me na me jide cha me ti ese nkofo mienu e ka say no mo yes ade we no. What is my fate?
Oh, at that point, who said there's no liability on you based on the fact that a hearsay will be there and what it.
Okay.
You can decide to investigate. The who investigate not the who's a corner one report here. A one hour but the one investigating as a hearsay. Obi can answer now what now they watch them call baby. And they say only maybe any answer. Baby, I will be no issue. Yes, who decided to investigate it? What investigate every any evidence? Indeed, they are doing that. Still, I want to report it. And when I'm running, and who will say, I didn't know I want to report it. It is a advice I'm doing myself. Who not say. To for any amount of time. I'm going to say, on our position. As I don't have a talk to
okay. Chamo Medase. Mami read the comments kakra da yem fashion in Mary. There so Adekule. Okay, I've read your message. Lifestyle Attitude says the funeral of the apostle is well planned, of course. Ishmael Ajete says, good evening, everyone. Allah bless our Godfather Shatta Wale. Shatta first. It will be keke. Hashtag free web kid. Wills Salosia says, hey, educator, come and listen. Oh, LOL. And it dear. One can't show no mu here. Well, if you saw me sporting my Shagzy apparel today, a special edition, it is all about the latest update that we have for you. The update is on, and it is a bigger and a better experience on the Shagzy app. If you don't have the app, I will entreat you to download it today. If you have it as well, then you should update. If you are not able to update on the spot, you can just delete and re-download and get the new update. It comes with lots of beautiful experiences. Today, I took the opportunity to even accept ride, take some people around and all of that in my baby boy. And you should see the experience. Like, it was beautiful. It was a very beautiful exercise. And even on the Riders app, now, the Shagzy Marketplace has also been activated, which is the buying and selling column of Shagzy. And out of that, now, you don't only need to wait for Tuesday to be able to market your business or even sell what you have, but you can go on Shagzy's platform, the same app now. You can download a ride, you can order a ride, you can now post your goods and services there, and you can make markets where you are open to millions of people on the platform. Take advantage of it today. And of course, this is a multi-app, one that you can have so many features on it. So the new update there, it comes with a beautiful experience. So update to update. Update to update near Bakope. It is all about the Shagzy update that comes with the new level of experience. This is why we draw down the curtains of today's show. Showbiz Daily, Ghana's favorite entertainment show, live on Sammy Flex TV. My name is Roland Amati. I sat in for the big man Sammy Flex, who is far away in London. In fact, today we saw videos and pictures of them visiting the Ghana High Commissioner in UK. Now, the only artist or call Nancy win your gift from there, and we are talking about a customized gold cufflinks. Very soon, dear home come over, but we will go and talk to the big man and get some explanations as to the happenings in London or in the UK. I know, the very. But then let me say thanks to Kobe Josban, who joined me in the co-studios of Sammy Flex TV, as well as Intim Dodu Solomon, aka HMO, who also joined us on via the phone lines, and also to my team of producers, Desert, Theophilus Digos, as well as Gerald, and to you as well for also joining us and also sharing your opinions via our comment section. Director today. Okay. So according to my director, he says Shatta is pulling up a surprise at Kweku Smoke's event. Wow. And you na kanwa. And your friend. Press on. Kobe. Chemo also want Chebia the man cophobia.
Yeah, I think MC Berima launched a new, business, and that is Berima collection. So our kaswa. And no drape ni na on na oteki ni na. Ope say we looking nice. Ubo remo kaswa kwele and yeah yira kwan. Ewo kwan ho pe Ahifie Junction just pass by, and the old people just link up. He's a brother too, he's a family, so I think it's very important to also support a brother. Yeah.
Of course, MC Berima, big shout outs to you wherever you are. Berima Collections, because I'm share drip, for the past few days they are coming just or shibu so papa. We will not be left out. So like you said, Kaswa Akwele or if you don't also know that, you can go on the socials. Berima Collections. I've seen his videos or his pages on Facebook as well as on TikTok. You can take his contact or even contact any of us here, and we will link you to him. Until then, thanks for joining us from Monday through to today, Friday. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
What's up? I have been in this market for a very, very long time, and I understand your day-to-day